What's up, YouTubers? It's Justin here with FanMan. As you can see from the card I'm showing, I'm going to do a deck profile today on my Blackwings. Do I think it could be anything to get you to YCS? Probably not. Maybe some locals, maybe some just fun play here and there, but other than that, we're going to go ahead and jump into it, and I'll explain some of my choices and why I did them. Standard, right off the bat, we're going to go ahead and do 3 Blackwing Chris the Kraken of Dawn. He's the biggest beat stick that Blackwings have at 1900, and he's just like, he just special summons himself like Bora, the Spear, but the only bad thing about him is he only does it once. Okay, next up, another standard, we run triple Kalute. Kalute is your honest of the deck. You can send it from your hand to the graveyard and make your Blackwing monsters gain 1400 attack, so it works out pretty well for all the Blackwings. And then next up I run the standard 3 Boar. Sadly, I'd sold my ultra rares. I'd sold a big bulk card of hollows not too long ago, and I guess he ended up getting mixed into the lot. Next I run 2 Pinaki, the Waxing Moon. He's pretty good. It's he's a level 3 tuner. If this card is sent to the graveyard because it was on the field, you can add 1 Blackwing monster from your deck to your hand. But the only bad thing about it is it can only be used for a Blackwing Synchro Summon. So that's kind of the only downfall to it. But that's also why we run 3 Blackwing Gale. As long as you control a Blackwing monster, you can special summon Gale, and then once per turn you can target 1 monster and have its attack and defense. So that's pretty cool. I'm running 2 of the Blackwing Gus the Backlash. It's the Cyber Dragon for Blackwing, so it helps drop. It's level 2, so it gets you some of those plays when you've got like Gale or Paninki out on the field, so it gets you level 5 synchro summon, so it's kind of opened up for more plays. And if you've got other things on the field, it kind of gives you bigger choices to go into if you want to change up the extra deck or anything like that. As we get into that, I'll show you guys later. Here's one of the little things that I'm running in here. I'm running 1 Dark Armed Dragon. You've got plenty of dark monsters, so he's not the main thing you're going to go for. There's a Dark Lord card I like, actually, that I've thought about testing in instead of him. It's I'm not really sure on its name, but if you have 4 or more dark monsters in your graveyard with different names, you can special summon him. With this deck, it's not hard to do, and especially with some of the other cards you use. It's more plottable to use than Dark Arm, but at the moment, I'm preferring Dark Arm. Next up, I run 1 Shira and 1 Zephyros. Like I said, I accidentally sold my Ultra Zephyros too in that bulk. Shira just there for another name, and if he determines one monster by battle since graveyard, special summon 1 Blackwing monster with 1500 or less from the deck. The only bad part is his effects are negated, but at that point, if you got another level 4, you go for a 3 or anything like that. You can either XC or Synchro. Zephyr standard. If he's in the graveyard, you can pop 1 card back. Pay 6, or no, he's the one that you can special summon him. Yeah, return 1, pop 1 card back from the field to your hand, and then pay 400 life points special summon from the graveyard. You can only use this effect once per duel, though. That's kind of bad. I mean, he's only at 1 from, if I believe right on the ban list for TCG, and even if he wasn't, I don't think I would run him any more than 1. I'm not using the Armageddon Knight combo for him though, because I feel like he's already consistent where he is with what he can do. Next up, I run obviously I run 1 Blizzard. I find 2 is too much. 3 is way too cloggy. Maybe 2 would be alright, but I'm liking him at 1. And I'm also running the 1 Reverse, or what is it, Tornado Reverse Wind. It's if your opponent controls a special summon monster, you can, when you normal summon this card, if your opponent controls a special summon monster, you can target 1 Blackwing tuner in your graveyard and special summon it. But you can't summon from the extra deck the rest of the turn unless it's a Blackwing. It's kind of the only second downfall to it, but with some of the other cards you use in the deck with the attack, it's very easy to search out if you need it at that time. And then the other little one I run is Gen X Alley Birdman. You can target one card, return it face up, or return one face up card from the field to your hand, special summon him, but he's banished when he leaves the field. With Bora and Chris, as long as you haven't dropped Chris like that turn, and then you, like, say you pop Bora after having Chris on the field, and then you special summon him, special summon Bora again, or if you have like Gale, you can pop Gale, summon Gen X, summon Chris, then summon Gale because you have Chris on the field. And then if you have another Chris in your hand, you can special summon that Chris because you control a Blackwing monster. That's all for the monsters right there. I believe it's 21 monsters. Next up, it's standard. You're running a dark deck, so you obviously want to run the 3 Allure of Darkness. So, I mean, it's pretty standard. Draw 2 card, banish 1 dark monster. Another standard card that you're going to be using in this is Black Whirlwind. When a Blackwing monster is normal summon, you can add one Blackwing monster from your deck to your hand with less attack than that monster. So it's pretty decent. Next up I run the 2 Twin Twisters. I'm not running 3. I find 3 too cloggy, not consistent enough. And you're not trying to dish out a bunch of your Blackwings because a lot of times you're going to want them to just keep spamming the field with Blackwing monsters. But sometimes you will clog and you'll have more magic cards or other unnecessary pieces to your plays, and you go ahead and dish them out to try to bait out Twin Twisters or D-Barrier, other things like that. Next up I run, for field destruction, I run Dark Hole. I run Double Dark Hole. I'm not sure how I feel about the Double Dark Hole at this moment, but you don't have a lot of field destruction, and you can always keep plays going as long as you have a consistent draw or you hit that Black Whirlwind. It can keep adding cards to your hand, so I mean you've got more chances, but not sure how I feel on that one. But I like it because I've ran into a lot of fields, the big boards, big monsters. So you drop the first one and negate it, and then say if you don't have the other one with the next card I'm about to show you, you can always use it, and then try to drop it out again and try to destroy all of them, which is the 1 Regeki and the 1 Book of Moon. I like this because it's not destroying the monster, but it's flipping it face down. So if they've got a big old beat stick that you can't get past, but its defense is kind of mediocre, you can just put it in defense mode and deal with it from there and kind of just take over it. Regeki is the other field destruction, but that time it only does your opponent, so it fits to what you want to do. If Regeki was at 2, I would run 2 Regeki instead of the 2 Dark Hole, but it's not, so that's what we'll deal with. I run 2 Icarus Attack. I feel 3 is too much. Yes, your whole deck is Wing Beast, but at the same time, you're not trying to sit there and pop all your Wing Beasts just to deal with back row or monsters. At that point, you just want to try to get over it yourself. And I actually have a misprinted one. It's missing the C for the 2 cards. And I just want to go ahead and show you that, guys, or I'd be running both of my gold rares. So 2 Icarus Attack, 2 Solemn Strikes. I'm not sure where my third one's at. I would probably run this at 3, but at the same time, you don't want to eat 4,500 life points just to stop things when you can try to beat over them or use the 2 Icarus Attack to kind of pop it. So I feel comfortable with 2. If I could find my third one at the moment, I don't know where I've done with it, I would run the third one maybe, or at least side deck it. Next up I run the 1 Compulsion Evacuation. It's easy card, just target 1 monster, return to the hand. I run 1 Black Horn of Heaven. I feel like a lot of people have forgotten about this card or just don't realize how good it is anymore. But I think it fits well with Blackwings. It looks like a card that would also go with Blackwings. But it's one, your opponent would special summon a monster, negate the special summon, and if you do, destroy it. So with today's format, with the Zodiac, Infernoid, stuff like that, this card is definitely a big helper into the game. I was running this at 3, cut it down to 2. 2 was alright, and then I just cut it down for some other cards that I wanted to play instead. But if you wanted, you could always run this at 2. I run 1 Bottomless and the 1 Solemn Warning. standard, banishes, stops everything, so it's kind of just given there. That's all the traps. It's a 41 card deck. I feel like I couldn't get it any lower, and if I took it any higher, I would have to add some different things. I run the 1 Obsidian Hawk Joe, 1 Rakira, 1 Chidori, and 1 Shy High. I don't run the big level 10 assault one. I feel like these guys are just fine. They do what they need to do. If you want to, you could always run it and maybe cut out Shahai. I'm not sure how people play, but I like the synchro for level 5 plays that you can do with him, and he lets you special summon too, so it's pretty nice. I run the 1 Clear Wing. It's pretty standard. It's just 2,500, and when monsters affect that targets exactly 1 level 5 or higher monster on the field and no other card, you can negate that activation, so it's pretty nice. The 1 Dark Strike Fighter. You have a lot of monsters on the field, and sometimes you've got these big old monsters and they're barely holding on for life points. You can just tribute off that one and hit them. It's 200, I believe. Yeah, 200 for each, or 200 times the level, so it's pretty awesome. I run the 1 Black Rose for more field destruction. Like I said, I don't like always to use the dark holes, so sometimes I'll hold them to Twin Twister off of with it. Or if it's like a last resort, or before I've even started, I will black hole or dark hole, and then sorry about that, dark hole, and then try to go off with my plays from there if they don't stop it. And then I run the 1 Alley of Justice Cataster. It's very good. It's level 5, or yeah, level 5 as well, synchro. And at the start of the damage tab, if this card battles a non-dark monster, it just destroys it. So it's very easy to get over other monsters that you don't necessarily have the means to do, but he'll let you do it with just his effect. That's all for the synchros. For Xyz, I run the 1 Dark Rebellion Dragon. Sorry about that. The lights are kind of glaring on me. There we go. I run the 1 Heartland Draco, because you run Black Whirlwind, so, and his effect is he can't be right here. While you control a face-up spell card, this card cannot be targeted for attacks, so it's pretty awesome. Gives it more limitedness. They have to get rid of your back row before they deal with him. 1 Evil Swarm Ouroboros. I find that he's very easy to make in the deck, and you get his 3 effects, which is pop 1 card, randomly select 1 card from your opponent's hand, shuffle it back into the deck, and then target 1 card in your opponent's graveyard and banish it. And he's a big old 2750, so it gives you more means to deal with things. 2750, 1950 defense. The 1 Silent Honor Arc, number 101, 1 Castell, 1 number 50. 101 takes things that you don't want to have to do with effects unless they can stop it, or if you want to just kind of clear their board to make more into attack. Castell is debate out those solemn strikes, and number 50, Black Ship of Corn, is to deal damage for 1,000. If you detach 1, you destroy 1 monster as long as its attack is equal to or less than the 21, and they lose 1,000. And then last up, I run the Iced Bees Zero Fine. Just once per turn, you can detach 1 XP material. It negates all effects on the field, and then it gains 300 attack for each face-up current card on the field. So it's pretty awesome, especially with Black Whirlwind. It gives it more attack, so it just kind of opens up for more plays. But that's my Blackwing deck profile. As always, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the little bell over here in the corner. Let you notify you when we guys upload new videos or deck discussions, just any discussions really, pack openings, duels, all that good stuff. You can also check us out over on Amino at Fanman Inc., and we're also on Facebook at Fanman Nerdy Journey. Other than that, guys, stay nerdy.